Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanashari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada So now again, before we move with the class, we'll recite some prayers. So you'll see some prayers here. So these prayers are for asking for blessings from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is Krishna, and also from other teachers who have worked very hard to compile this literature which we are studying today. So let's start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O my Lord, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto Him. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in the classes on Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Again, thank you so much for joining for today's Bhagavatam class. And thank you to the management for giving me this opportunity to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam. For those who are new to this class and this session, Srimad Bhagavatam is Eastern Vedic literature which is compiled many years ago, maybe more than 5,000 years ago. And it's originally written in a language called Sanskrit. And for those of us who are not familiar with the language, our founder Acharya, our teacher, his name is A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. He's from India, and he translated this literature in English language so that the wider audience could get benefit from this. And he also traveled from India to the West at the age of 70 to spread the message of this literature called Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, why this literature is very special? Because, God can descend in many forms. So when he descends in a literature form, it is said that he descends as Srimad Bhagavatam. So this text is very special because it's considered the literary incarnation of God. And today we are reading from the Canto 9. So there are 12 cantos in total, and we have a systematic study of this literature. So right now we are currently on 9th canto and 24th chapter, which is titled Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now we'll be reading from text 1 up until text 36, and then we'll focus on verse 32, if I'm not wrong. 34? Okay, 34. Yes, 34. So let's start reading. So we'll go one by one, one from this side and one from this side. So Amla Harinam Prabhu.
Sukadeva Goswami said, by the womb of the girl born by his father, Veerbhadra begot 3 sons named Kusha, Kratha and Rompada. Rompada was the favorite in the dynasty of Vidarbha. Thanks.
The son of Romapada was Babru, from whom there came a son named Kriti. The son of Kriti was Ushika, and the son of Ushika was Chedi. From Chedi was born the king known as Chedya and Alu.
The son of Kratha was Kunti, the son of Kunti Vishnu, the son of Vishnu Nivriti, and the son of Nivriti Dasaraha. From Dasaraha came Vyoma. From Vyoma came Jimuta, from Jimuta Vikriti, from Vikriti Vimaratha, from Vimaratha Navaratha, and from Navaratha Dasharatha.
No.
From Dasharath came a son named Shakuni, and from Shakuni a son named Karambi. The son of Karambi was Devarata, and his son was Devakshutra. The son of Devakshutra was Madhvi, and his son was Kurvashva, from whom there was a son named Anu.
The son of Anu was Puruhotra. The son of Puruhotra was Ayu. And the son of Ayu was Satvata, O great Aryan king. Satvata had 7 sons named Bhajamana, Bhaji, Divya, Vrishni, Devavradha, Anandaka, and Mahabhoja. From Bhajamana, by one wife, came 3 sons, Nimlochi, Kinkana, and Vrishti. And from his other wife came 3 other sons, Satyajit, Sahasrajit, and Ayuktajit.
The son of Devavrata was Babru. Concerning Devavrata and Babru, there are 2 famous songs of prayer which were sung by our predecessors and which we have heard from a distance. Even now I hear the same prayers about their qualities, because that which was heard before is still sung continuously.
It has been decided that among human beings, Babru is best, and that Devrata is equal to the demigod. Because of the association of Babru and Devrata, all of their descendants, numbering 14,065, achieved liberation in the dynasty of King Mahabharata, who was exceedingly religious, that appeared before king.
Okay, Maharaj Parikshit, who can surpass your enemies. The sons of Vrishni were Sumitra and Yudhajit. From Yudhajit came Shini and Anamitra. And from Anamitra came a son named Nigna.
Rohan.
Two sons of Nigna were Shatrajit and Persian. Another son of Anavrita was from Shini, and his son was Satyaka.
The son of Satyaka was Viruttana, whose son was Jara. From Jara came a son named Kuli, and from Kuli a son named Yukandhara. Another son of Anamrita was Vishnu.
From Vrishni came the sons named Swafalka and Chitrarath. From Swafalka by his wife Kandhini came Akrur. Akrur was the eldest, but there were 12 other sons, all of whom were most celebrated.
The names of these 12 were Sangha, Saramaya, Mridura, Mriduvit, Giri, Dharmavradha, Sukarma, Kshetropeksha, Arimardhana, Shatrughan, Gandhamata, and Pratibha. These brothers also had a sister named Suchara. From Akrura came two sons named Devan and Upadeva. Chitraratha had many sons, headed by Chitra and Viduratha, all of whom were known as belonging to the dynasty of Vishnu.
Kukura, Vajramana, Suchi, and Kambal Pradisha were the four sons of Andhaka. The son of Kukura was Vani and his son was Loma.
The son of Loma was Purna, and his son was Anu, whose friend was Tamuru. From Anu came Anduka, from Anduka Dundubi, and from Dundubi Avidotya. From Avidotya came a son named Purna.
Punar also had a son and a daughter named Ahuka and Ahuk, respectively. And Ahuka had two sons named Devaka and Ugrasen. Devaka had four sons named Devaban, Upadeva, Sudeva, and Devardhana. And he also had seven daughters named Shanti Deva, Upadeva, Srideva, Devarakshita,
Sahadeva,
Devaki, Dhritadeva. Dhritadeva was the eldest. Vasudeva, the father of Krishna, married all these sisters.
Kamsa, Sanama, Nyagrodha, Kanka, Shanku, Suku, Dastrapala, Drishti, and Tushtiman were the sons of Ugrasen.
Kamsha, Kamshavati, Kanaka, Surabhu, and Rashtrapalika were the daughters of Ugrasena. They became the wives of Vasudeva's younger brothers.
The son of Chitrarat was Vidarath. The son of Vidarath was Sura, and his son was Vajramana. The son of Vajramana was Shini. The son of Shini was Boja, and the son of Boja was Rivika.
The three sons of Revika were Devamitha, Satadhanu, and Kritavana. The son of Devamitha was Sura, whose wife was named Marisha.
Through Marisha, King Sura begot Vasudeva, Devabhata, Devashrava, Anaka, Srinjaya, Shyamaka, Kanka, Shamika, Vastaka, and Mrika. These 10 sons were spotlessly pious personalities. When Vasudeva was born, the demigods from the heavenly kingdom sounded kettle drums. Therefore Vasudeva, who provided the proper place for the appearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, was also known as Anaka Durndubhi. The 5 daughters of King Sura named Pritha, Shrutadeva, Shrutakirti, Shrutashrava, and Raja Devi were Vasudeva's sisters. Shura gave Pritha to his friend Kunti, who had no issue, and therefore another name of Pritha was Kunti.
Once when Durvasa was a guest at the house of Pratha's father, Kunti, Pratha satisfied Durvasa by rendering service. Therefore, she received a mystic power by which she could call any demigod. To examine the potency of this mystic power, the pious Kunti immediately called for the sun god.
As soon as Kunti called for the demigod of the sun, he immediately appeared before her, and she was very much surprised. She told the sun god, "I was simply examining the effectiveness of this mystic power. I am sorry I have called you unnecessarily. Please return and excuse me."
The sun god said, "O beautiful Pritha, your meeting with the demigods cannot be fruitless. Therefore, let me place my seed in your womb so that you may bear a son. I shall arrange to keep your virginity intact, since you are still an unvirgin."
After saying this, the sun god discharged his semen into the womb of Pritha and then returned to his celestial kingdom. Immediately thereafter, from Kunti, a child was born who was like a second sun god.
Because Kunti feared people's criticisms, with great difficulty she had to give up her affection of her child. Unwillingly, she packed the child in a basket and let it float down the waters of the river. O Maharaj Parikshit, her great-grandfather, the pious and chivalrous King Pandu, later married Kunti.
Okay, so today we are focusing on verse 34. Before that, we had discussed this before, that why a lot of lineage, or this order is discussed. Why is this being discussed? Any answers anyone would like to explain?
One of the answers that somebody gave in our class is that they are our spiritual family, where they are all related to Krishna.
Yes, so it is very important for us to know that we this is not a mythological story. These characters actually existed, a long period back they existed, and this is their lineage. So how we know that, there's a whole lineage. Someone cannot make this up, like the names of these kings, these places that are mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, they still exist. In India, the places mentioned in the Bhagavatam, they still exist. And we can also, if we go down the order of the kings, we'll also get to know that, the king that is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, they actually ruled that kingdom during that period of time. So it's also for us to make us believe that, this is not a mythology, this is actually the truth. So that's why also it exists. And yes, as you mentioned, it's our spiritual family. We should know, we are also somewhere connected to this lineage in somehow or other. So let's focus on the verse 34. We'll recite the Sanskrit. You'll recite after me. Amogam deva sandarsham adade tvai chatmajam yo niryatha na dushyeta kartaham te sumadhyame amogam deva sandarsham adade tvai chatmajam yo niryatha na dushyate kartaham te sumedhyame. Word to word with me. Amogam, without failure. Deva sandarsham, meeting with the demigods. Adade, I shall give my semen. Tvai, unto you. Cha, also. Atmajam, a son. Yoni, the source of the birth. Yatha, as na, not. Dushyate, becomes polluted. Krita, cell arrange. Aham, I. Te, unto you. Sumetyam, O beautiful girl. Translation: The sun god said, O beautiful Pritha, your meeting with the demigods cannot be fruitless. Therefore, let me place my seed in your womb so that you may bear a son. I shall arrange to keep your virginity intact since you are still an unmarried girl. Purport. Anyone would like to read the purport? Okay, Rohan Prabhu. Slowly and clearly.
According to Vedic civilization, if a girl gives birth to a child before she is married, no one will marry her. Therefore, although the sun god, after appearing before Pritha, wanted to give her a child, Pritha hesitated because she was still unmarried. To keep her virginity undisturbed, the sun god arranged to give her a child that came from her ear, and therefore the child was called Karna. The custom is that a girl should be married Akshayoni, that is, with her virginity undisturbed. A girl should never bear a child before her marriage.
Jai. Thank you so much for reading the purport. I'll just offer some prayers before we start to discuss on this topic. So yes, it's a very interesting and sensitive topic that Kunti Maharani, just to test the Vedic mantras that were given to her as a benediction by a sage, she tried invoking one of the demigods. So demigods, let's understand who are demigods. So demigods are someone who takes care of the administration of this material world. Like there's a particular demigod for the sun who takes care of how the sun is setting and rising on time, and then emanating the heat, light, what is necessary. And then there's a demigod for rain, and there's demigod for water, there's demigod for wind. So all these demigods, they are in charge of some particular activities or administration in this material world. And this is a story from a different yuga that we call. Yuga is a cycle of many years. So it's in Vedic Vedic wisdom, it is said that there are 4 yugas, and each yuga has a different time period. Let me test knowledge of Bhakti Shastri students here. So can anyone tell me what is the length of the first yuga that is called Satya Yuga? 32 what?
32 lakh.
No. Someone else? No. 164? Anyone else? 64? What, 64 million? 64 million? No, I don't think so. I think we might have remembered in the order of from Kali Yuga to Satya Yuga. So if you want to go from that order. Okay, let's go with Kali Yuga. 4,32,000. Okay. So that is the age that we are currently in. The period is 4,32,000 years. 432,000, yes. And then what about Dwapar Yuga? 864. And then what about Treta?
12,96,000.
Yes. And then Satya Yuga?
17,58,000.
No, it's 1.6 million something. So these are the different ages, and this particular pastime is from the age of Dwapar Yuga. So the humans then, they were fairly more intelligent than what we are right now. Their body structure was, kind of more evolved, or I would say more better. Better, not better. Yes, stronger. They were more intelligent, bigger, taller. Yes, better brain. So actually, we find some footprints and some, some remains of their existence in India, and we see that the footprints are way bigger than us. It's like very huge, and we can see from that, we can conclude from that that their body structure was very big. And it's mentioned in this particular scripture, Srimad Bhagavatam, that when the ages they pass by, the duration of life, okay, they also had a very long duration of life also. So we understand that the duration of life will decrease, and also their body structure will decrease, their intelligence will decrease. And by the end of this Kali Yuga, it is also mentioned that the humans, they will only live for what, 10 years?
They will be old by the time
They will be old by the time they are 10. And we can already see like how the life expectancy is decreasing. Like people used to live for 100 years, what, 50 years back? But now, how many people do we see living for 100 years? Not many. So it's actually decreasing. And we can see all the reasons are very visible, a lot of contamination in food, products, and everything. So that is that. So let's discuss about today's topic. I was thinking about this topic last night, and I was like, what can we talk about from this topic? And I thought of talking about chastity, because many of us, we might not be able to relate with whatever is being discussed here, but topic of chastity can be discussed with everyone, and everyone can relate. I would like to I'd like to start by asking this question, like, what do you understand by the word chastity?
Pure.
Pure? What else? Faithful? Yes.
Self-discipline.
Self-disciplined? Yes.
Like a committed.
Committed. Yeah, so everyone is correct. Like, chastity means you are loyal to someone, yeah, right? You are basically, you're honest with someone. So, and everyone can relate to this. Why? Because chastity is not only between husband and wife. You can also be a chaste brahmachari, for example. If you are, so there are 4 orders again: brahmachari, vanaprastha, grahastha, sannyasi. So brahmachari is a kind of a student life, monk basically. So if a monk, what is chastity for a monk? He has vowed not to involved in any sexual activities. So being a celibate is chastity for a monk, right? So we all can relate with that. And then a chastity for grahastha or married couples would be to be faithful with each other, right? And can someone give an example of chastity from scriptures? Any example? Yes.
Sita Devi.
Mother Sita Devi, yes. You raise your hand, Prabhu. That's okay, yes. Bhishma Pitama, yes, he also took a vow of being a celibate for life, and he remained chaste to that vow. Like even when there were tempting situations for him to get married, he didn't give in to that, and he remained faithful to his vow. Yes, so he was definitely a chaste brahmachari, you can say. Any other example?
What like at that time, all the kings had multiple wives. He vowed for one, even when they were apart. He needed one to conduct a big yagna, like a fire sacrifice. He still didn't get married.
Yes, Lord Ramchandra. So this story again dates back to the yugas that we were discussing. It's from Treta Yuga. So it's many millions of years ago back from today, the Lord appears in many forms and many incarnations, and one of them is called Lord Ramachandra. And in that particular incarnation, he displays how an ideal husband should be, how an ideal king should be. So he took a vow of only accepting one wife, right? Ek Patni Vrata, and he remained chaste to that vow until he ended his pastime. So we can see, yes, Lord Ram was chaste, and Mother Sita. So let's dive deep into this pastime. So Mother Sita, let's make the whole scene. So now Mother Sita is a princess of a very beautiful big kingdom. His father is a very big king, and she's been raised with a lot of love, affection, a lot of care, a lot of facilities. It is mentioned that she used to sleep on a bed that was very soft. I don't know what to compare it with, but she was very soft, very mild, very fragile, we can say. And she was raised like that. You can imagine if someone is the daughter of a president nowadays, what kind of opulence they would have, right? They would have many guards guarding them. They would have, whatever food they need. They would have a lot of luxury. Yes. So just imagine during that time when the kings were ruling this earth, and they had a lot of opulence, and the sons or daughters who were born in that prince or princess who were born in that kingdom, they used to enjoy those opulences, right? And Mother Sita used to enjoy those. It's very logical, and it's very like what can we say?
It's an implied.
Yeah, it's an implied, like they even if they don't want to, they were given with their opulence. So she was raised like that, and then she married Lord Ramachandra, who was again a prince, and prince of a very big kingdom. So again, from one kingdom to another kingdom, but then with same or maybe more opulence. So then she was accustomed to those opulence, and now what happens is Ram was supposed to be the king because he was the eldest son of the king, and in the Vedic tradition, it's kind of a rule that whoever is the eldest son becomes the king after the king resigns. So then he was supposed to be the king, but because of some reasons, he was exiled for 14 years. And he voluntarily actually accepted that exile, that his father wanted him to go to the forest for 14 years. So he accepted to go to the forest. And now Mother Sita here had a choice to remain in the kingdom and enjoy the opulence, or to accompany her husband and go to the forest. What did she choose? She chose to go to the forest, accompany Lord Ramchandra in all the discomforts. Now, living in the forest, it could sound very, very nice. There are trees, there are birds, there are rivers, and all those things. But trust me, it's very difficult. It's not that easy to live in the forest. It's different when we go for camping. We have our beautiful camp, we have a place to sleep, we have all the food arrangements for us and everything. Still, if you decide, if you're going to camp for 2 days and if you decide to camp for 4 days and you run out of food, you'll understand how difficult it is to live in woods. So it is very difficult, and this was not a vacation in the forest, to make it clear. It was kind of a punishment, and he was supposed to live without any opulence, without any special arrangements. He was just asked to go in forest with the clothes, not even the clothes that he was wearing. He was asked to wear deer skin and very austere clothes, because persons who are living in forests, it was mentioned that they were not supposed to wear. He was supposed to dress like a mendicant, like a monk, who lives a very minimalistic lifestyle, right? So he was dressed like that, and now Sita, Mother Sita, who was supposed to accompany Lord Ram, was also dressed like that. And Lord Ram, like, asked her many times that please, you don't have to do this. This order is given to me by the king, and I will follow that. It is my father's order, and I will follow it. You stay in the kingdom, and I'll come after 14 years, and we'll stay together after that. But she actually chastised Lord Ram that what kind of husband you are. You vowed to stay together with me during our marriage, and now you are leaving me behind. So that was Mother Sita. Like, can we even imagine doing that? No, right? So these are the ideal characters, and these are the stories mentioned in our scriptures, and we try to follow them. We may not be able to we don't want to imitate them, we cannot imitate them, but the principles, they are still there, and we can actually apply those principles in our life. Like how Mother Sita was very faithful, very chaste to Lord Ram. Now again, this doesn't end here. Now what happens in the forest is a demon named Ravana gets attracted to Mother Sita. And what he does, he very tactfully he sends the two protectors of Mother Sita, that is Ram and his brother Lakshman. He sends them away from Mother Sita. So when they're away, he abducts Mother Sita when she was there with no protection. And what he does, he takes Mother Sita to his kingdom, and he tries convincing her that I'll give you all my opulence, I'll give you whatever you want, I'll make you my queen, like my topmost queen. And who was Ravana? Ravana had a kingdom that was made out of gold. Now, can you imagine, like, kingdom made out of gold? So he had unparalleled opulence, and it was said that he actually was so powerful by doing austerities, penance, and doing all those things. He had acquired so much power that he can actually control the demigods, and he was making them serve to him. Like it was said that the fire god used to be the cook in his kitchen, in Ravana's kitchen. So, and the wind god used to blow cool airs for him so that he can enjoy. So that was Ravana's opulence. Now, if someone like me who was given like this kind of opulence, it would be very tempting for me to say yes and then just give in to that, No, I mean, if you understand, the context. So, but what did Mother Sita do? She was like, no, I'm faithful to my husband, and I will not marry you, or I will not become your queen. So, and then Ravana, first he tried in soft ways. He was trying to convince her with, very nice words, but then his cruelty started to kick in, and then he started harassing Mother Sita. He used to come every day. He used to use harsh words. Once he actually used that, if you don't submit to me, I will kill you and eat your flesh. So he was doing this kind of thing, and then she was surrounded by all other guards, and those guards used to humiliate Mother Sita, that you submit to Ravan or you will be, we'll do this to you, we'll do that to you. So she was tortured like anything. And for how long? For a year, like that, straight. And still, she didn't give in to all of that. She was still faithful, and she was still surrendered to Lord Ram, that, oh, my Lord will come and he will save me. And what happened at the end? Lord Ram, eventually he came, he killed the demon Ravana, and he took Mother Sita back to his kingdom. So that happened, and that shows us like how Mother Sita was very chasteful. Now there is another story of Ahilya, again from Ramayana. Does anyone know the story of Ahilya? I think we started very late. We can go maybe 5 minutes over, if that's okay. Anyone know the story of Ahilya? Okay, let me narrate. So, there was a great sage named Gautama. And he had a beautiful wife, very beautiful wife named Ahilya. Now, she was so beautiful that even the demigods, they were attracted to her. And now that she was married, many of them, they gave up the desire of being with her. But the chief of demigods, that is Indra, who's also in charge for rain, and basically the rain that comes is in charge of Indra. Indra is responsible for that. So he decided to go to this sage's ashram or his hermitage in disguise of that sage. So when the sage was away, he went to take his morning shower. They used to go in ancient days. The sages used to go in rivers to take their holy rivers to take their morning shower. So he went there, and during that time, Indra saw the opportunity, and then he took the form of Gautam Rishi, the sage, and then he went inside the hermitage. And then somehow he convinced Ahilya to unite with him, and he united with Ahilya. Now what happened is, when he was coming outside, this sage, he saw Indra, and he was very angry, and he cursed Indra. And now when he went inside, he also cursed this Ahilya, that may you become a stone. Now, if we see the story from this angle, it seems like Ahilya was innocent. Like, why was she cursed, right? Because it was Indra who was, who had lusty desires and who wanted to fulfill that desire, and he came to Ahilya in disguise of his own husband. She did nothing wrong. And then now again his husband, who is very angry because of this act. So we feel like Ahilya is a victim here, but there is more to the story. So when Indra comes in disguise of this sage, who is husband of this lady, Ahilya, she actually, because she was also wife of a very exalted sage, she had some powers, and she could understand, or she could know that this is not my husband, but the chief of demigods, Indra. But what does she do at that moment? She gets overpowered by her pride. That, oh, I'm so beautiful that even the chief of demigods want to unite with me. So in that pride, what she does is she forgets the higher principle. What is the higher principle? That is, I have to remain chaste to my husband. Right? I have to remain faithful to my husband. And she forgets that principle. So then she unites with Indra. And because Gautam Rishi also knew that my wife was not faithful to me, he cursed. And there's also something more, like why he cursed her to become a stone. So he said, because you are stone-hearted and you cannot really understand someone else's heart. You cannot understand someone else's feelings, someone else's emotions. So that's why I curse you to become a stone. And we can understand, from this, that why is this phrase used, stone-hearted? we hear this statement that, oh, you are stone-hearted. Why is this phrase used? No idea.
Stone is very hard in nature.
Mm-hmm.
It presents harshness, like tough attitude.
So there's no consciousness in stone. And if we, okay, let me give an example. Now, what does cold or stone-hearted means? It's like if we see a murderer who murders someone. Now, why are they doing so? Why are they doing that? Because they cannot really understand the pain that that person will go through. Or when someone hurts someone, why do they do that? They cannot understand the pain that the other person is suffering. So if you cannot experience that, it means that your heart is like a stone. You cannot feel insensitive. Yes, kind of insensitive. And we can understand, like there's, from this wonderful book that I was reading yesterday, there's a beautiful example of a butcher. Not a beautiful example. There's a very good example. I'm sorry, wrong words. Of a butcher. So when a butcher is, chopping off an animal, he's very careful that he doesn't hurt his fingers. He's very careful. But he's aware of the pain that the other creature is going through. The pain of dying. Can you imagine, chopping off someone's head, someone's legs. He doesn't feel that. So when we become insensitive, when we become stone-hearted, we cannot really feel someone else's pain. And it is said in the scriptures that when we do activities like this, then what happens? Our heart slowly becomes insensitive to someone's pain. So another example was, if we see a wallet full of cash lying on street, and if we pick up that wallet, now if we take that money and use it for our enjoyment, what happens is, next time when you see a wallet with the money, you will not feel any. First time you'll feel something that, oh, maybe I should reach out to this person. You'll have some conflict, and then eventually you decide, okay, let me just enjoy with this money. But then next time when you encounter with something like this, if you see a wallet, and next time when you pick that wallet up, you'll not even have a thought. You'll not have a thought of reaching out to this person and not using this money for ourselves. Why? Because when we repeat this kind of actions, we become insensitive. Now, first time when we pick up this wallet, if we were sensitive towards the pain or the anxiety that the person who lost their wallet is going through, we would definitely try to reach out to that person and give that wallet back. But if we are insensitive, we don't, our consciousness is just within ourselves, like self-centered, then what happens is we cannot see or we cannot experience the pain that some other person is going through, right? So we started this conversation out of consciousness. So consciousness, when it's expanded, we can feel someone else's pain. But when it's like shrinked just to ourselves, we are very self-centered. We cannot really understand the pain of others. So this was a point that I wanted to make, that why the phrase stone-hearted and why she was cursed to be a stone, because she was insensitive. She was not seeing the pain that her husband will go through if she will do this act, right? So that's why she was cursed to being a stone. But the story doesn't end here. Ahilya, she understands her mistake and she repents for the mistake, and then she was like, she begs for forgiveness from her husband, and for sure Sage, he's very wise, so he forgives her, but he's like, because I've given you this curse, you have to, I cannot take it back. So what he said that, but I can do something. After some period of time, there will be a Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is Ram, who is incarnated in this particular yuga, will come and deliver you from this. When he will place his feet on you, you will be delivered and you will regain the beautiful form that you have right now. And then when you will regain that form, I will again come and will live together again. So that happens. So we can also learn something more from this pastime, that even if we make mistakes, even if we do some acts that are not, that we should not do, and we are humans, we are bound to do mistakes, right? That's not the end of the world. If we sincerely repent, if we sincerely ask for forgiveness, then we will be forgiven. And the Lord is ultimately, He's very merciful, He's very forgiving. It is said that the Lord gives and forgives. And what we do? We take and forget. So we should always be grateful. If we make a mistake, then we should go to that person, ask for forgiveness, and they will surely enough forgive us. So then we can live in harmony and peace. So I think that's all I want to say from this first. Maybe for 2-3 minutes we can take 1 or 2 questions if someone has any.
I also remember the comment. I also remember when we were talking about Sri Ram and chastity for the child. I also remember Hanumanji, because he went to rescue Mother Sita, and when I was listening to the lecture of his Prabhu, he described it very vividly, that how he saw every type of love, every type of sense enjoyment, every type of ladies, naked ladies all around, but as a brahmachari, as
celibate,
he was chased to Lord Sri Ram.
Yes, very nice point, yes. And the reward is immeasurable when we stay faithful, when we stay. So there's a very nice quote that one of my teachers, they use it very often, that don't give up on what you want the most for what feels good now. It's very, very useful. It helps me in my day-to-day life, because sometimes we are tempted to do something, but that doesn't align with our long-term goal. So if we just control the urge for that moment, then it will benefit us in long run. And it's also said that the pain of regret is greater than the pain of tolerance. I forgot. Maybe it's pain of tolerance. So when we have to maybe wake up early in the morning, we may feel some temptation of not waking up and just sleeping for long hours. But then when we do that, what happens? Eventually we'll regret, oh, I slept for long and then I missed this program. I missed going and taking the darshan, attending the programs, coming to the class. So the regret will hurt us more than the pain of waking up and taking a shower and going to the program. So pain of regret is more. And yes, I would want everyone to meditate on sensitivity, that we have to become very sensitive towards others. Because if we are not sensitive, what will happen is we will end up hurting someone and we will not even know that we are hurting someone, right? And Lord will not like that, because we are all His children. And imagine if you have a sibling, if you and your sibling, you are fighting, how would your parents feel in that moment? If it's a friendly fight, that's a different thing, but you're actually fighting, you're punching each other, you're saying harsh words to each other, you're hurting each other. How will the parents feel? They'll be very hurt, right? So when we do that, Krishna also feels like that, or Lord also feels like that. So we should be very sensitive when we deal with each other also, that we don't hurt anyone. And with that, I would like to end. I will not.
I want to very quickly thank you and this whole association, because nowhere else there is a culture where people these days seem to be promoting things like chastity and stuff, right? Like from our school and college, the conversations happening on the other end. What's your body count? You know, oh, you're still a virgin. You're this much at age, both among male and female group of friends. So to have a group which talks about, and honestly, even materially speaking, when you are committed to someone, it actually gives you more enjoyment and pleasure out of that relationship. It's much more deeper. And people make mistakes before realizing it. So I want to thank you all and this temple and the whole Dharma for kind of trying to guide people back to the original enjoyment, which is chastity.